A lot of MMA fighters in the stands watching, and the notorious one, Conor McGregor, made his appearance. And I thought it was funny that Mike Perry says, I want to face off. And it's like, what are you doing? But okay. And he did. Conor comes in there, but Conor did a lot of good things about, again, how do you walk in with that belt? Josh, how do you walk in with that belt? What the hell is that?
I don't know. I don't know, John.
There has been an unwritten rule in fighting forever is, hey, if you're a fighter and you are actually in that ability to possibly win that, you don't pick up. It's kind of like the Stanley Cup thing. You don't put the belt on like you're the champ. You don't put it around your waist. You don't put it on your shoulder and take pictures. I mean, you could hold it for someone that you're in their corner and that's fine. But you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Look at the World Cup when Salt Bay was kissing the trophy.
Oh, see,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's some things. Conor will take a belt from anyone and just walk around with it and stuff. But I thought it was good. I thought he said some good things about it. He said good things that helped bare knuckle fighting. But you're not going to see him in bare knuckle fighting.
No, nope, not in the lifetime. I think he'll definitely won't be there. What did he say there, Dave? Call me slicey.
Jeez. Do you want the gist or do you want the whole thing?
The gist.
Okay. The gist is he says if God calls him to fight in BKFC, he will. He goes on to say that it's crazy how a guy
takes God to call him to get into bare knuckle fighting.
He means Dana White.
Okay.
He goes on to say that it's crazy how a guy that Cowboy submitted in one round went on to beat a former world champion in BKFC. He's like rule sets, make fights, blah blah blah, and just that that if he's willing to fight in there, it takes a certain breed.
It does take a certain breed.
Well, I'm being honest when I say this. I think he'd be great at it. I think he does have the right mentality. The fact that he can't be taken down also, he's got great freaking range and distance control. He goes to the body. Yeah, his kicks, help him in MMA, but I think he'd actually be really good at it.
Yeah, what he has is that very wide stance to keep his range and his distance, like you were saying. But what he also has is he's got big power and he's very accurate.
Yep.
So he can normally, in his footwork would play a big factor, but he hasn't in his last 3 or 4 fights. He hasn't moved like that since the Eddie fight.
And you take a look, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. What has been the difference for Conor is now people are attacking his lead leg, and Dustin went after his lead leg and kept on taking it away. Can't happen here.
No, I get it. He's gonna.
I think he'd be really successful.
He's gonna have to use that movement, though. I mean, he's gonna have to have the wider stance, use the movement to bounce back in his step, and I just don't know if he has that anymore. That takes years and years to build it back up to judge that distance, to move that body like the way he used to against Eddie and like he did against Eddie. Yeah. That's what that is. That's a buildup of staying consistent in MMA and constantly getting better every single fight. Staying focused in the activity of, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move here. I'm going to move there. He's gotten away from that. That's not who he is anymore. You're going to see more of a flat-footed fighter, and I don't know if that's going to benefit him in bare-knuckle boxing. He'll have to be flat-footed. I get it. I understand that. I think we're still living in the Eddie Alvarez, Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo, Conor McGregor era, thinking like that'd be great. He'd be fantastic if that was him. That's not him anymore. So I would love to see it. It'll never happen, but I would love to see it. I mean, fuck it. Yep. I say we send everyone there. We're going to see who's the dogs and who's not. So, I mean, I really believe, John, I believe this. And that's why when people were talking, we talked the other day about me doing the bare knuckle. It's like Luke said, check it off the list. That's one thing. 2 is, I don't know, man. I grew up and I'm understanding that this is different. This is a street fight style. Like you grab, you hit as fast and as hard as you can. And I grew up doing this. You know, I'm not just a pretty face, man. Like,
you are such a pretty face there, baby.
I mean, I think stylistically, this is even more up my alley. If you take a look at my first fight in the UFC, remember when I fought, you were there, when I fought Gerald Strubet. It's reckless. It's careless. It's that aggressiveness. It's like, you know, you're young. You just throw as much. I was throwing myself in his guard, just throwing shots. Kid that was supposed to be this real good jiu-jitsu guy. Like, it's just, you don't think about the consequences. You just are out there because you love to fight. And that's kind of the generation. I think we were like me and Eddie and Trevor Prangley and these guys. We were like guys that we just love to fight. And that's it. It's not, now you're getting guys that they want to be, you know, I don't know, just they're fighters, but they didn't. Not all of them grew up fighting, like fighting. Yeah. So it's funny. It reminds me of the Rocky Balboa. I think it was number 5.
It all comes down to this, Josh.
Yeah,
there are people born to fight, and there's people that are fighters. There's
true.
a difference. People that are good fighters sometimes don't even like fighting, but they're good at it. You know,
it's true.
It's just, there's a different mentality.
Yeah, as I've gotten older, though, I don't know if I love fighting anymore.
Well, as you get older, you go, I'm too old for this.
Yeah, but it was fun when I was a kid, man. I was an adrenaline junkie about it. I'd love to fight. Like if I'd ever ran into like someone like a podcast Dave on the street, I'd just slap him around just for fun.
100% agree.